Hello again, it's Eric, the Big E Arnold, here on Monday, May 10th, 2010. We're in the secondary studio, and hey, we got one pick for you today on Monday, but we've been on a roll, so you might want to hang around just to hear what that one pick is. We're going to recap what we did on Sunday. Big day on Sunday, big day, and then I think we'll look at the standings, maybe do some talk about that, just who's hot, who's not. Let me show you what we did on Sunday. Tore it up. 7 wins, 1 loss, won our top play. I mean, what else do you want? The Yankees, winner. Red Sox, winner. White Sox, winner. Top play, Astros, went just the way we wanted. Winner. The Cubs, well, that was our loser. And even that one, we had excuses. I mean, the Cubs just, the Pirates blooped some hits in there. Hell, they had one hit that fell in that cost the Cubs 2 runs. And the only reason it fell in is because the Cubs center fielder blew out his hamstring while he's running to catch the ball. Act of God, what can you do there? So that was our only loss, and it was a 1-run loss. Rangers, winner. Padres, winner. And the Braves blowing out the crummy Phillies, who still hung over from that god-awful Saturday night terrible loss. So, hey, we're on a roll. At least this weekend we were. Winning Friday, skipped Saturday, big winning day Sunday. Hooray, hooray. All right, so what else we got here? Come on, computer. I made some notes here, some things random thoughts that I wanted to drop in here. Well, my Johnny Cueto story, we beat him yesterday. I remember a Johnny Cueto beating very well. I was at a game in Philadelphia, July 2009. I had my mother with me. Yesterday was Mother's Day. That's one of the reasons I remember it. It was just she and I. We went to the game down in Philadelphia, and I had season tickets back in the day. And they just hammered Johnny Cueto. 10 runs in the first inning. Boom. He doesn't even get out of the first inning. And Phillies go on to win 22-1. Probably one of the worst beatings the Reds have ever taken in their 100-and-some-year history. I remember it because my mother was there. It was the last day that was not a sellout. It wasn't a complete sellout. They had 40,000 there. Wasn't a complete sellout. The next day, they started a 2.5-year string of sellouts down there in Philadelphia. That was the golden era. And Johnny Cueto kicked it all off with a 10-run first inning that he absorbed at the hands of Chase Utley, Shane Victorino, and company. So that is my Johnny Cueto memory. Terrible thing there. Jacob deGrom is hurt again. These injuries are driving me crazy. This baseball, the way it's played now. Does no one stretch? I get it why the pitchers get injured. They all are trying to throw 100 miles an hour in every pitch. Or if they're not trying to throw 100 miles an hour, they're trying to throw a 95-mile-an-hour slider with 5,000 RPMs on it. What the hell do you think is going to happen? You try to throw like that again and again and again. You're going to get hurt. You're just going to. I don't get it. It's almost like, does no one advise these guys? Are the clubs, again, it almost feels like a conspiracy to me in that, all the clubs are thinking the same here, that nobody's thinking outside the box that, well, maybe we'll just not have our guys throw 100 miles an hour, and we don't have to pay them as much because, we won't have as many guys. Whereas, now you need a roster of 60 guys because everybody keeps getting hurt. Whereas if you just have a handful of guys that are sturdy, don't throw 100 miles an hour, but can get people out at 92. And it can be done. It has been done in the history of baseball. I remember somebody saying one time, and I think it's probably true. At the time, it sounded like bullshit, but I kind of think this might be true. Somebody, and I don't know who, offered the opinion. It was somebody that knew Greg Maddux, whether it was a former coach, former player, whatever. He said Greg Maddux could throw the ball 100 miles an hour if he wanted to. He had that kind of ability. He chose not to. There was no reason to. And the guy, ended up winning over 300 games. A guy was, you could pencil him in every year for over 200 innings. Does no one do that anymore? Is that not something these pitchers aspire to? I don't know. Greg Maddux wouldn't strike out 15 guys in a game. He'd just win. Oh, what else? Well, let's go to the standings here. I almost made the same mistake where I've got a political point and I get off on that tangent and I get upset and then I forget what the hell I'm doing. Well, I'm looking here in the American League East. Sure looks right now like Boston's best team. Certainly in the East. The Yankees, they're not hitting. They don't play particularly good defense. They strike out way too much. The starting pitching is, it's just so, Garrett Cole up top, and he's better probably than anything the Red Sox have, but then the depth of their rotation, not as good as the Red Sox. I don't know, right now I kind of think the Red Sox look like the team to catch. Surprising as that is. I still think the Rays, maybe they get some people healthy. They've got some key people, I believe, hurt. Although if you put a gun to my head and said, well, who's that? I can't quite remember their names, but I remember there were some kind of important pieces, maybe from that bullpen, that were injured, that, they get them back. The Rays will probably be there. White Sox, they look like they're just really deep. It seems like they keep absorbing injury after injury, and it's a good starting rotation they have with Giolito, Keuchel, Lynn, Cease, and I'm probably forgetting somebody. So that's pretty good. You get that kind of starting pitching. That goes a long way. The Indians, they have good starting pitching. They're probably, it looks like those teams are, probably it. The Twins, are they coming back? That's a team that everybody thought was going to do well. That team looks dead to me. I mean, the best player was Buxton. He's gone for 2 months. You won't see him again. And when he comes back, is he going to be any good? In other words, whatever groove he was in, is he going to find that again immediately? I don't think so. So I'm thinking you got some dead money at the bottom of that division. The Royals' eight game losing streak, I think they're better than what they're doing at the moment. I think they'll find their footing at some point. Out west, that looks like A's and Astros. I mean, the A's are definitely good, and the Astros, they don't have a lot of starting pitching, I don't think. The Rangers, I think they continue to be better than people think. The Angels are worse than people think. And National League, Braves are 500, and I don't even think it's close. I still think they're far and away the best team in the East, certainly. The Cardinals, they're 21-14. Are they the second best team in the National League? I don't know. I still kind of think the Braves might have an edge on them. The Cardinals are a tough team, though. I've always liked that team. What about the Dodgers? What are we going to do here? I mean, you're paying a huge price every time these guys take the field, and it's a 500 team right now. So, what do we do there? At some point, are they just going to catch fire and reel off 20 out of 24 wins? I don't know. I don't know. My gut tells me yes, that they got just too many stars to be playing this poorly, and they're just going to turn it on at some point. It might be. It's a long season. It's a long season, so it might be another month of shitty baseball for the Los Angeles Dodgers before they catch on fire. So I think we should be careful. In the next month or so, look, we're playing them at huge numbers, and that's what it'll be. It'll be huge numbers. Maybe the only time we want to get on them is in a what the hell's the kid's Bauer? It's like the short, stocky, angry kid that tries to strike everybody out. As my Indian buddy calls him, drone boy. Drone boy. You don't know what that means? That he cut his finger on a drone and could not pitch effectively in the World Series, the pinnacle of his professional career, and he screws up his hand in some extracurricular activity, goofing around with a drone helicopter. Space cadet, right? So, yeah, we will have to probably be careful there. All right, well, what else we got here? All right, well, I'm sure my political point, I'm reiterating, vote yes on questions 1 and 2, ballot initiative in the Pennsylvania primary on the 18th of May. Questions 1 and 2, that will change the Pennsylvania state constitution, will force the governor to go to the state legislature after 21 days to get their approval to extend any kind of emergency. Presently the governor can just say there's an emergency and throw the Constitution in the trash can forever. And that's what's been going on. 14 months, trash can is full of our Constitution, and the governor doesn't care, because the legislature doesn't have the votes to overrule this guy. They got a majority, but they don't have a supermajority. So what this would do is a majority of the state legislature could overrule a governor that it's no longer an emergency, which is what would happen, what better happen, let's put it that way. It better happen on the 19th of May, after this measure carries, and I expect it will carry for a couple different reasons. One, you're going to get your ass out there and vote yes, Pennsylvania residents. 2, no ballot initiative to alter the Constitution has failed since 1993. 3, no one knows it's there. The Democrats aren't actively whipping up their people against it. They think it's going to pass. 4, the people that generally vote in a primary off-year election are all Republicans anyway. So it's going to probably pass, but you still need to get your ass out there and do it. Vote yes. Curtail the governor's powers. There's no reason one man should have unlimited power like this. It doesn't make any sense. It's not what was intended when these emergency laws were passed. God knows when. It was never the intention of the legislature to just throw away the Constitution if one guy thought there was some unending emergency. And that's what's happened. And this idea that this is somehow going to hamstring future governors from taking swift and decisive action, that's bullshit. It's ridiculous. It's nonsense. The governor still can do whatever the hell he wants for 21 days. He can still declare an emergency. It's like, oh, giant meteor's coming. There's a giant meteor coming. we've got to like declare martial law. Everybody's got to hide inside. No price gouging. Everybody got to do this. They got to do that. Giant meteor coming. This would not change the governor's ability to do any of that. All it would change is after 21 days, then he's got to go to the legislature and get their buy-in. And if the legislature agrees that, you know, the giant meteor still is a problem, let's do this, let's do that, let's agree as a team and not make these emergencies a political football, then that's the way it should be done. But you know, if it's one man going it alone in opposition of a majority of the people, which is what's happening here, that's ridiculous. That's bullshit, and that should not happen. So vote yes, questions 1 and 2. And then my other point on while I'm on a roll, I saw on Facebook, I haven't been on Facebook in a long time, just it's a lot of bad stuff on there, and I just did not want to go. But, you know, I went out of boredom. I went there yesterday. Saw one of my friends, Facebook friends. This person's an outright socialist, communist, Marxist. Their comment was, you know, I want a button. I want a button that says, I'm fully vaccinated, not a Republican. You know, so when I don't wear a mask outside, people don't mistake me for a Republican. Oh my! The more I think about this, it's just like, this is why there's going to be a civil war in the next 10 years. It's just going to be one. People will die. There will be a civil war because these people are so brainwashed. They're so out there that they would rather wear a useless, by their own admission, useless, they're fully vaccinated, the mask has no purpose, they know it, I know it, you know it, we all know it, but they'd still rather wear that dirty diaper on their goddamn face than agree openly with us, you know, with me, with a Republican. We don't want anyone to think we agree with Republicans. Oh no, that would be horrible. I'd rather wear this goddamn mask I have no use for. Unbelievable. It's unbelievable. It's exasperating is what it is. You know, you can't even just admit the obvious. Hey, the masks are no longer needed once you have... You know, let's not even go there whether they're any use at all to begin with. Let's just set that aside. But can we all agree, once you're vaccinated, then it really has no purpose? Even this communist/socialist friend of mine, who shall remain nameless, recognizes that they don't need the damn mask now that they've been fully vaccinated, and they still can't bring themselves just to take it off because they might be mistaken for a Republican. Are you fucking kidding me? Here's the pick for Monday. Somewhere. Well, there it is. Once again, the Red Sox. You know, why not? They've been very, very good to us. They look like the best team in the AL East. They're on a roll. I know, it's hard to sweep people. 4-game sweep, no less, too. Well, whatever. You know, I still think that's a good price at 142. They're probably just going to go ahead and do what they've done in the other 3 games. Win! They're hitting the ball like crazy. They just have way more firepower than the Orioles. I mean, the Orioles would need just an incredibly well-pitched game to beat the Red Sox. If Means was going for the Orioles, then I might say, okay, let's look at him. He's not. It's one of their jabroni pitchers. The Red Sox are probably going to get to this guy. You know, it could be after 4 innings, 4-2 Orioles or 4-2 Red Sox. You know, the Red Sox are probably going to get to this guy. So we're just going to go ahead and do what we've been doing, and it's been working. So why, if it ain't broke, let's not fix it. Red Sox again. That's the play. Good, great, thanks. Appreciate everyone that's been here. Anyone that is here, anyone that takes the time to view, certainly anyone that takes the time to comment. Appreciate all of you. Thanks. Hit the like button. If you're new, subscribe. Really go wild. And we'll talk to you again probably tomorrow. Hopefully you have a full card tomorrow. I think we do. A full card Tuesday. Hopefully you'll find some top plays. And, get a little more action going. Thanks, and I'm signing off. Eric Arnold out.